when he was serving in the critical post of Director of the Policy Planning Staff in the State Department, whose key mission is long-term strategic planning. The Director of Policy Planning in the State Department from September 2018 to August 2019 was Professor Kyron Skinner of Carnegie Mellon University. In a public panel discussion on April 29, 2019, she revealed that in response to the resurgence of China, her department was still trying to work out a comprehensive strategy to match the one spelled out by her predecessor, Kennan. When I served in the Singapore Foreign Service, I was also assigned to write long-term strategy papers for the Singapore government. The big lesson I learned from Singapore's three exceptional geopolitical masters, Lee Kuan Yew, Goh Keng Swee, and S. Rajaratnam, was that the first step to formulate any long-term strategy is to frame the right questions. If one gets the questions wrong, the answers will be wrong. Most importantly, as Rajaratnam taught me, in formulating such questions, one must always think the unthinkable. In this spirit of thinking the unthinkable, I would like to suggest 10 areas that provoke questions that the policy planning staff should address. Having met George Kennan once in his office in the Institute of Advanced Study in Princeton, New Jersey, in the late 1990s, I believe that he would favor confronting head-on the toughest issues that lie ahead. The Big Ten. 1. With 4% of the world's population, America's share of the global GDP was close to 50% at the end of World War II. Throughout the Cold War, the GDP of the Soviet Union never came close in size to that of America, reaching only 40% that of America's at its peak. Could America's GDP become smaller than China's in the next 30 years? If so, what strategic changes will America have to make when it no longer is the world's dominant economic power? 2. Should America's primary goal be to improve the livelihood of its 330 million citizens, or to preserve its primacy in the international system? If there are contradictions between the goals of preserving primacy and improving well-being, which should take priority? 3. In the Cold War, America's heavy defense expenditures proved prudent as they forced the Soviet Union, a country with a smaller economy, to match America's military expenses. In the end, this helped to bankrupt the Soviet Union. China learned a lesson from the collapse of the Soviet Union. It is restraining its defense expenditures while focusing on economic development. Is it wise for America to continue investing heavily in its defense budget? Or should it cut down on its defense expenses and its involvement in expensive foreign wars, and instead invest more in improving social services and rejuvenating national infrastructure? Does China want America to increase or reduce its defense expenditures? 4. America did not win the Cold War on its own. It formed solid alliances with its Western partners in NATO and cultivated key Third World friends and allies like China, Pakistan, Indonesia, and Egypt. To preserve these close alliances, America kept its economy open to its allies and generously extended its aid. Above everything else, America was known for its spirit of generosity in the Cold War. The Trump administration has announced an America First policy and threatened to impose tariffs on key allies like the EU and Japan, and Third World friends like India. Can America build up a solid global coalition to counterbalance China if it also alienates its key allies? Was America's decision to walk away from the Trans-Pacific Partnership, TPP, a geopolitical gift to China? Has China already mounted a preemptive strike against a containment policy by engaging in new economic partnerships with its neighbors through the Belt and Road Initiative, BRI? 5. The most powerful weapon that America can use to bring its allies and adversaries into line and conform to its wishes is not the U.S. military, but the U.S. dollar. The U.S. dollar has become virtually indispensable for global trade and financial transactions.